Alright, so we're doing some beaver trapping today here in Iron County. I don't live up here, so I don't do a whole ton of beaver trapping. I can, only let my trap sit as long as I can get away for the weekend. But we set another pond earlier today, real active. Alright, as you can see, there's a beaver pond up here. Unfortunately, the ice looks really pretty sketchy, especially around the lodge. I'm hoping I can get on some safe ice so I can set the lodge. But, well, we kind of stepped on them now, but there's actually some really big beaver tracks like this, so I'm assuming there's quite a big one in here. I don't know. I'm not real great at gauging what the size of the beaver is exactly, but I would say it's at least 50-60 pounds because that was one of the bigger beaver footprints I've ever seen. But like I said, we set one pond earlier, hoping to set one more pond yet today. Probably put a few pinch point sets in because I got 2 otter tags, but either way, it's just for fun. I just really, I enjoy trapping a lot, especially this stuff up in the North Woods, beaver trapping. I also just enjoy fur handling too, even though there's not a lot of money in it now. So anyway, we're gonna go and try and get this lodge set. Well, like I said, it was a little sketchy. I took one step and I broke this entire piece of ice. I do not know how. It's not real deep here. It wouldn't have been that big. I don't know how I didn't fill my boot. It was probably the most athletic feat of my entire life. But I did drop the axe in the process of not getting wet. But I found it right here. So I might try and get up on the lodge. I know the run based off earlier this year. I saw some skim ice on this when I was scouting during deer hunting, and there's skim ice everywhere except the little run right kind of by that rock there. So I think I'm gonna get on the lodge and try and find it that way, but I might just try and find a couple different channels to set. I don't know yet. This ice is not ideal, but yeah. So it's kind of weird what's going on here. There's a big gap between the ice and the water level. And part of me thinks that someone got rid of these beavers because the water's clearly going down, but there's tracks on top of the ice. So there's clearly still activity here. The run that's coming in and out of here is just really set up strange. It's almost like a straight down and then up and in, unless I'm feeling this wrong, but it's just really, really weird. It's like a feed pile, like straight down. I don't even know how to set this, or if it's completely dark water, so it's going all by feel, but I'm kind of at a loss for ideas on how to set this. But I think I'm just going to set one right in the hole. If that's one that they're using, maybe we should have a beaver. It's kind of a walk to get back here, so I don't want to set, if I don't think there's good chance that there's a lot of active beaver in here. But there's actually 2 really good spots for a pinch point for an otter. And if there are beaver in here, I would imagine they're swimming in these creeks below here too. So I think I'm just going to set one here by the lodge. I'm not real confident in it. But set one here, and then set 2 pinch points, and then call it good. I don't know how to secure that. Alrighty. I'm literally almost setting this trap like this, so I don't know if this is really even a run or what, but it's the only thing I can find. And it's definitely a hole that leads into the lodge. So we're gonna set it. Still not quite sure what to make of it, but we'll see if there's a beaver there. And my trap is literally set flat like this, so I'm not making any promises. I'm not a super experienced, but I feel like this is kind of weird. But I do think it is where they're coming in and out. So got my trap set there. Now I gotta get some stakes. Hey, there's actually a good run from here. Deep and firm and gets up to mucky. I don't know if I can make an effective set here or not, but I might throw a pinch point in there, I'm not sure. Well, I think we're gonna end up putting one in here. Okay. It's a safety strap that we're gonna have to keep. Might as well leave that off for now. It's just too good of a pinch point or a trail. I mean, it's it's this high muck and then it goes down about 4 or 5 inches to a hard clay bottom, so you know that they're using it a lot. And I know that there's beaver tracks everywhere, so they got to be using it. And I'm not really confident in that set that I have on the lodge, so I'm gonna try and make a set here. Alright, so we ended up setting this. Got a bunch of sticks kind of closing off that shallower water where they haven't been going, but just to make sure that they keep going through the deep cut. I anchored it to this big birch log and I kind of threw it over the top, so it's working like kind of like a dive stick, but almost like even a stick where they wouldn't want to maybe come out and walk over the top. It's kind of blocking, you know, the whole area. So we got the log here, and then another dive stick, and then the anchor log, and we kind of blocked it off over there. I think it's a pretty good set, actually. I mean, there's a lot of activity and tracks up that way, and they're clearly using this cut. And like I said, I mean, it's 4 or 5 inches, you know, lower than the rest of the bottom, and just hard clay. So it's obviously where they're going through. Whether they'll go through there when my trap is there or not, I don't know. But I wasn't confident in my set I had on the lodge, so I wanted to put another one near the lodge. Gonna probably go to put another pinch point below the dam here, and then call it good. Alright, so we're setting a little pinch point here. We're beaver and otter trapping, and if you're going to catch an otter, you're going to catch those in the pinch points. You know, those sets coming in and out of a lodge, or you can catch an otter in there, but it's probably mainly beaver. So if you do want to catch an otter along with it, you're going to set pinch points. It's a little creek. There's a beaver pond up here. I don't know if it's active or not, but I do know that there are a lot of otters who move through here. So we're going to set this nice deep cut running right through here. It does not get much of a tighter of a pinch point. So we're going to set a 330 right here, brush it in, and if there are beavers around up here, they could certainly move through here through this just the same. I mean, there could be a beaver pond, you know, quarter mile, half mile away, and he could be moving through here. So these pinch points are great sets. They don't take long at all. If you're just only have a couple days and you want to get a lot of traps in the water, you know, set 4 or 5 pinch points, or however many, you know, however much you have time for. But pinch points are very effective, very time effective. A lot of them there's some good pinch points right off the road too. So get this guy set here. I'm gonna use this to anchor my trap, but I'm also gonna kind of use it to pinch them in. It's already a really, really good natural pinch point here, but the more you can pinch them down to where you're putting your trap, the better. It's the key that you anchor them down. If they're moving around, they might end up just kind of going around them. Oh, look at this. There's a live spider. It's December. There's a live spider crawling around on the ice. Well, don't need him to bite me. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know where he is now. Well, you don't see that every day. Well, anyway, back to what we're doing. Really make sure you anchor it, because if it's moving around, they might bump into it and tip it over and just go around it, or they might kind of figure something out. So. All right, checking the first beaver pond this morning. This is the first pond we set yesterday. I think it had a little more active beavers in it, so a little more confident in this one. We didn't get this one on film when we set it, but we'll show you what we all did right now. We got 2 sets on the lodge, and then we got another one in a pinch point in a creek just below the dam. So this beaver pond is new. I've never seen a beaver pond here. I've seen a lot of beaver ponds over there, but or just upriver of it, but I've never seen a beaver pond here. So these beavers are new. They just kind of became active. So hopefully we can get a couple out of here. Alright, here's the first one. Does not look like we got one in there. Does look like we pushed a little bit out of place. I think I might move that one. Alright, check the second one. Can't see her. Nothing in this one either. Alright, so walking in this morning for the second day in a row, I put my left leg through. Yesterday I was getting a little too close to this beaver lodge. This morning I don't know, thought I was walking on the same spot I was yesterday, but either way, this trap yesterday was pushed out of the way, so I pushed it down a little bit. It looks like we got a beaver. Or some piece of fur. Can't tell. Oh yeah, we got a beaver. Can't tell how big he is. Doesn't look huge. Looks like he got one of the smaller ones. It's a good thing I made that adjustment. Oh, he's not too small. I can't tell yet. His water is so stained. Oh, yeah, he doesn't look. He looks like he might be an adult. I really just can't. This water is so dark. I also forgot my gauntlets at the truck. But there he is. Yeah, that's probably about a 30 or 40 pound beaver. That's an adult beaver. There we go. And now we got another one. Two more to check on this pond. I don't see any fur sticking out, but this one was set a little deeper. Like I said, his water is just so freaking stained. Can't see hardly anything. Oh. I don't know. Kind of feels heavy. Oh, it's sprung. Oh no, it's not. I looked at it there and I thought that was it. So nothing in this one. That's all right. We got one of the adults out of here. All right, well here he is. This beaver's a little bigger than I thought originally. You can tell. He's definitely one of the adults. Like I said, this pond was just started this year, so there's not going to be a really huge beaver in it, most likely. So I'm guessing he just started this pond new this year, so he's probably 3, maybe 4 years old. So about 40 pounds, 35, 40 pounds. But no, we're pretty happy with him. We got a couple more traps. One pond, I'm pretty confident that we might get one in. One, I'm not so much, but either way, we got one. So we're gonna hopefully make a hoop out of them. Josh wants to make a hoop out of them. Actually, the beaver prices are pretty solid right now for the fur compared to most things. But we're gonna make a hoop out of him, and we're gonna eat his hams. So we're happy to get one, and it's the first beaver I trapped in a while. So all right, well, so we set this pond here. You can see there's a lodge feed pile. You can even see where it's kind of open or real thin ice, so it's very active. But I couldn't get out. There just wasn't good enough ice to get out to it yesterday. So I found a bank then and I set it. That was probably the set I had the most confidence in, but we didn't end up with a beaver in that one. But oh well. So we set 7 traps and we still ended up with 1 beaver. We only sat 2 nights. Probably could have made some better sets in some spots that did have some beaver. But like I said, I don't beaver trap a whole ton. Just kind of once or twice a year for a couple of nights. So we're just happy to get one and put them in the smoker. And that's probably going to be it for this video. Unfortunately, we couldn't get 1 or 2 more with the ponds that we had. But oh well. Now I know where some active beaver ponds are this spring. Set some castor mounds.